Hey everybody, it's Wes Hagen at Clos Pepe Vineyards and welcome to another Year in the Vineyard blog. This is going to be a little video blog of what's happening in the vineyard out here. Give you guys a little sort of live action view of what's happening. You can see ever since sort of June, I guess, we've had this sort of cool, low pressure, sort of foggy conditions everywhere in the vineyard. And so you can see off in the distance, this is the Santa Rita Hills. Off in the distance you can't see the Santa Rosa Hills, which are part of the Santa Rita Hills American Viticultural Area. And then off on this side you can sort of see the fog clearing a little bit north towards the Los Alamos. North of us are the Purisima Hills. So we're sort of nestled between the Purisima Hills and the Santa Rita Hills. What I wanted to show you this morning is sort of a nice healthy vine here in the middle of Clos Pepe Vineyards and what's kind of happening with the fruit. You can see here some nice Pinot Noir going through veraison. This cluster right here would be about 50% veraison, while this would be about 75 to 80%. And if I went all the way over here, you can see sort of a little bit more of sort of a lustrous cluster turning a little bit black, and the fruit slowly changing color, showing the birds that it's time to come down and eat the grapes. So I've pulled up the bird net on this plant. Now you can see that the leaf pulling that we've done around the fruiting zone is meant to do a couple things, and that's to allow morning and afternoon light to penetrate the canopy. So imagine that the camera angle is morning light, you know, up only about fruit level up to about, say, here's about 10 o'clock. So at about 10 o'clock you'll notice that the fruit is pretty well protected by the leaves, while before maybe 10 o'clock the fruit is rather exposed to the leaves. And it's exactly the same on the other side. So in the afternoon, if it's very bright, that the sun is protected between, say, 10 and 2, and then the light is allowed to penetrate the canopy to get a little bit more sunlight on the fruit to improve the quality of the Pinot Noir. So that's kind of what's going on with the fruit. You can actually see here, this is second crop. This is a kind of a little bit of grapes that has been produced later in the season, and you can see it's actually still kind of going through flowering a little bit. You can see little flowers kind of surrounding some of those tiny little berries, and those won't be harvested for a crop. And when you have a situation like this, where a lot of the fruit is coloring up beautifully and nice and black and lustrous, and then all of a sudden, boom, we've got a green cluster, we'll probably just go ahead and go through this section of the field and actually pull this cluster off to make sure at harvest this isn't lagging behind and add green flavor to the wine. So right now we're working on putting these bird nets, which is hard to see, but there's a black bird netting down over the fruit to keep it protected from the birds. You know, we're still kind of waiting for a little bit more heat. It was almost 80 degrees yesterday. It's supposed to be down in the low 70s again today. So it's sort of a hurry up and wait, although it looks like the fruit is ripening slowly and maturing slowly, and everything is working pretty well. So that's kind of what's happening in the vineyard, and you can see by that nice little moist spot right there that we're putting a little water on the vines, keeping them saturated and wet and green so they keep producing sugar. Of course, we want evolution of the flavor of the grapes due to slow maturity and not necessarily dehydration of the fruit. I hope you enjoyed this short video of what's going on in the field here at Clos Pepe.